Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh to everyone. So today we are going to continue our revision on three topic. Okay, the first one is about mitosis, and then meiosis, and the last one we are going to focus on a little bit about respiration. So I hope you guys can bear with me, inshallah. Okay, guys. So the first one, we are going to focus on mitosis first. Okay. Okay. So I want to set up first. Okay, guys. So before we continue, we should know what does cell division means. Okay. So cell division is a process where the cell will divide themselves. Okay, from one become two, from two become four, and so on. Okay, so basically the cell of division will involve the action of chromosome. Okay, so for those who don't remember, chromosome is found in the nucleus. Okay, is found in the nucleus. Why chromosome is very important? Because inside chromosome we can find DNA. Okay, so there are three types of cell division that we are going to learn. The first one is mitosis, and then we have cytokinesis, and the last one meiosis. Okay, so why cell division is very important? Okay, the first one, to increase the population of member. Okay, because we know that the cell division will increase the number of cell, so it means that it can produce a new organism. Okay, and then growth and development of organism. Okay, the higher the number of cell, it means that it can increase the growth. Okay, and then cell division is important to replace the dead cell or worn out cell. Okay, and also to repair the damage or regenerate the loss of body part. Okay, for example, when your skin, okay, get cut, okay, so get cut. So basically, this cell division will replace, okay, the dead or damaged cell with the new one. Okay. Okay, so right now it's about chromosome. Okay, so basically chromosome is found in the nucleus, and it consists of DNA that store our genetic information, and basically it will duplicate. Okay, in both process, either mitosis or meiosis. Okay, so basically chromosome have two types. The first one is autosome chromosome, and the next one is sex chromosome. Okay, so basically autosome chromosome will store genetic information about our physical and biological characteristic. For example, your skin color, your hair type, your eyes color, and so on. Okay, but for sex chromosome, it contain genetic about our gender. Okay. So this is how chromosome duplicate. Okay, so from one chromosome, it will duplicate itself. So right now we have two chromosomes. So after this one, they will be splitting. Okay, so next. Okay, chromosome number. Okay, so as I said just now, chromosome is found in the nucleus. So how many of chromosome we should have? Okay, so basically, chromosome is found for human. Okay, we have 46 number of chromosome. But bear in mind, chromosome has two types. Okay, the first one is autosome chromosome. The next one is sex chromosome. Okay, so for somatic cell, okay, somatic cell is the cell, for example, skin cell, hair cell, and so on. But for sex cell, in this world, only two types, okay, which are sperm and ovum. Okay, so somatic cell is all type of cell other than sex cell. Okay, I repeat, sex cell only two, which are sperm and ovum. Other than that, okay, other than sperm and other than sperm and ovum, they are known as a somatic cell. So somatic cell, for example, I would say skin cell, hair cell, red blood cell, white blood cell. Every kind of cell is somatic cell except sperm and ovum. So in somatic cell, there are 46 number of chromosome. Okay, so this chromosome number, we call them as a diploid. Why? Because they have two. Okay, they have two, n is equal to 46. Okay, 46 is the full chromosome number. Okay, so we can say that chromosome number is diploid. Okay, so but for sex chromosome or gamete, okay, or sperm or ovum, they have 23. So they have half from the original one. So we can say that chromosome number is haploid, or we can write down the equation n is equal to 23. Okay, so this indirectly means that, okay, for example, sperm, okay, sperm will only carry 23 chromosome. Okay, for example here, skin cell. Skin cell contain 46, 46 chromosome. Okay. Okay, so here, why sex chromosome has haploid number of chromosome? Because, okay, as I said just now, sex chromosome only involve sperm and ovum. Okay, sperm will carry 23 chromosome. And ovum will carry 23 chromosomes. So 23 plus 23 is equal to 46. As I said, a normal human being will have 46 number of chromosomes. So that's why sex chromosome has half, okay, which is 23 chromosome. Okay, so basically this is how chromosome are arranged. Okay, so this is what we call karyotypes. Okay, karyotype is arrangement that show how a chromosome is arranged. Okay, so bear in mind chromosome cannot be alone. Okay, chromosome cannot be alone. They must be paired to each other. So that's why this is what we call chromosome number 1. So this is pair number 1, pair number 2. So how many pair do we have? We have 23 pair. So there are 22 pair of autosome chromosome and 1 pair of sex chromosome. So if you count everything here, we have 46 chromosome. Okay, so 44 of chromosome are autosome chromosome, while only 2 of them is sex chromosome. So if the sex chromosome is XY, so this indicate that that organism is male. If XX, female. Okay. Okay, now we jump into mitosis. Okay, what is mitosis? So mitosis is a process of nuclear division to produce two new cell. Okay, nuclear division also mean nucleus, nucleus division. Okay, the characteristic of cell that undergo mitosis, okay, have the same chromosome number like their parents, okay, identical to the parents and only occur in the somatic cell. Okay, for example, you have one cell. So if the cell undergo mitosis, it will have the same number, chromosome number like their parent. For example, this is the parent. The parent has 46 chromosomes. So when the cell undergo mitosis, the daughter cell also will have the same number of chromosome, and it must be identical to the parents. Okay, for example, red blood cell undergo mitosis to produce a new red blood cell. It doesn't mean that when the red blood cell undergo mitosis, suddenly it produce sperm cell. Itu dah mengarut. Okay, so we have to know that it will produce the cell that is identical to the parent cell, and it only occur in a somatic cell. Okay, so sperm and ovum cannot have mitosis. Okay. Okay, the function of mitosis. Okay, the first one is for the growth. Okay, So for the cell replacement, and then sometimes for the unicellular organism like fungi, protista, they will do asexual reproduction using mitosis. Okay, basically asexual reproduction for this one, we know them as a binary fusion. Okay, binary fusion. Okay, cell cycle. Okay, okay, let's go for this one. Okay, guys. So here is mitosis that we want to, discuss just now. Okay, but before we go detail about mitosis, you should know that there is a few stage that the cell need to complete first. Okay, and this is what we call as a cell cycle. Okay, cell cycle consists of interphase, okay, mitosis, and the last one, cytokinesis. Okay, I repeat again, cell cycle consists of interphase, mitosis, and the last one is cytokinesis. Okay, we go one by one. For interphase, they have three stage. Okay, the first one is G1. G means growth. Okay, growth 1. Okay, the next one is S. Okay, and then the last one is G2. Once interface is completed, okay, or once G1, S, and G2 are completed, then mitosis can take place. Okay, so this once the mitosis is done, then cytokinesis can be done as well. So ikut turutan lah. The first one interface, and then mitosis, and the last one cytokinesis. Okay, we go one by one. What will happen? Okay, we go for the interface first. Okay, interface include G1, S, and G2. Okay, interphase is a phase where the cell is preparing for division. Okay, dia ambil mood untuk divide. Macam itulah. Okay, we go for the first one, G1. G1. Saya cakap lagi G1 yang pertama kan. So what will happen during G1? So the cell synthesis many new organelle. The cell will synthesis many new organelle. Organelle including mitochondria, what else? Ribosome, and so on. Okay, so the first step that will happen in G1 is that the cell synthesis many new organelle. For example, mitochondria and ribosome. Why mitochondria? Why ribosome? Because mitochondria will give energy. Okay, so the energy will be used to produce a new cell. And then why ribosome? Ribosome is needed for protein synthesis. Protein is needed for growth to produce a new cell. And then at this time, we can say that the metabolic rate of cell is very high. Okay, in G1, there is a chromatin in the nucleus. That this. Okay, so what is chromatin? So this is cell, this is nucleus. Inside nucleus, there is a chromatin. Okay, for those who don't know, chromatin is the first stage of chromosome. Macam pening kan? Tak apa, jangan pura-pura pening. Okay, that's why it say that it will soon become chromosome. So maksudnya kat sini, before we have chromosome, we have chromatin. Okay, so the first stage we have chromatin. What is chromatin? Chromatin is a very long thin structure found in the nucleus, and it cannot be seen under microscope. Why? Because it is very thin. Okay, and it will soon be chromosome. So at the first stage during G1, we cannot see chromosome. Instead, we can see only chromatin. Boleh? Okay, so the next one, okay, we done with G1. Now we move to S phase. Okay, S is also known as a synthesis phase. Okay, so what will happen during S? So the chromatin will take themselves to form chromosome. So we can say that during S, the chromosome is already formed. Okay, so this chromosome will duplicate to form two sister chromatid, and this is known as a DNA replication. Why DNA replication? Because we know that inside chromosome there is a DNA. So this is the first stage. The first stage, it become chromatin, and then it become chromosome, and then it do DNA replication to form two identical sister chromatid. This is chromatid. This is one chromatid. This is one chromatid. So right now we can say that from this it become this. Okay, it become this. So this process is known as a DNA replication. Okay, from this it become this. Okay, so like this. So for those who cannot understand, this is chromosome. Okay, the whole thing here is called chromosome. Okay, so one single of this structure is known as a chromatid. So one chromosome contain how many chromatid? 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one chromosome, okay, is attached by centromere. Okay, so this structure is actually the same like this. Sama macam ni. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, the next one, G2, or known as a growth phase 2. So what will happen? The cell will continuously grow. And then we can say that the cell is now ready for cell division. Cell division means mitosis. Okay. Now we done with G1, S, and G2. Now the next one is mitosis. So let's go. Okay, M or mitosis phase. Okay, so for okay guys. So for mitosis, there are 4 stage. Okay, the first one is prophase. Okay, I want everyone please read this together with me. Cikgu tak tahu, siapa tahu? Allah. Okay, together. Okay, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and the last one, telophase. Good boy, good girl. Okay, so after telophase is completed, then cytokinesis will take over. This one. Okay, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. So once telophase is done, now they can focus on cytokinesis. Okay, so we go one by one. The first one, prophase. Okay, what will happen during prophase? Okay, guys. So okay, the first one is prophase. Okay, the whole thing here is a cell. Okay, this is cell. Okay, so the first one, spindle fiber is formed. Okay, this is what we call spindle fiber. Ini yang jaring-jaring ni. Okay, cikgu perkenalkan dulu Okay, this is spindle fiber. Okay, this is chromosome. This is centromere. Sorry, this is centriole. Ni dia ada kiri yang kanan, atas dengan bawah. Okay. So what will happen during prophase? The first one, spindle fiber is formed. Ni awak tengok ni, jaring ni. Okay. So during prophase, spindle fiber is formed. And then what will happen? Chromosome with sister chromatid can be seen clearly. Why? Because they have 2 daughter chromatid. Ni, atas dan bawah. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then nuclear membrane and nucleolus disappear. Because we know that chromosome what we call that? Because chromosome is found in the nucleus. So nuclear membrane means the membrane of nucleus. Nucleolus is something inside nucleus lah. Okay, and then the centriole will move to opposite pole. So there are 2 centriole. Either they want to go top or bottom, or left or right. So make sure they are situated in a opposite pole. Okay, the next one. Okay, metaphase. So what will happen? Like here, this is centriole, this is spindle fiber. So what will happen? All the chromosomes are arranged at the middle of a spindle fiber. So what will happen during metaphase is that all chromosomes will be arranged randomly, okay, at the middle of spindle fiber. And centromere of chromosome start to divide. Centromere ni yang kat tengah ni yang putih tu. it will divide. Why? Kenapa? Okay, next. Anaphase. Okay, once the centriole is already divided equally, so the centromere will pull the sister chromatid of each chromosome to the opposite pole. Dia akan pergi ke kiri atau ke kanan ataupun atas ke bawah. Once separated, each of a sister chromatid is now become daughter chromosome. Ni right now this is chromatid, right? Dua ni kecil ni kan. Right? So when it reach to the opposite pole, we cannot say that they are sister chromatid. Now they have moved on. They have their own name. Okay, why? Because life is too short. So tak ada kena pun. Okay, now we call, once they reach to the opposite pole, we call them as a daughter chromosome. Okay. Okay, the last stage, telophase. So what will happen? The chromosome will start to uncoil to become chromatin. Sebab tu you cannot see the chromosome. Why? Because the chromosome start to uncoil. Start to uncoil. Maksudnya dia uncoil lah. Okay, to form chromatin. Okay, and then nuclear membrane and nucleolus start to reform. You see here. Okay, yang mana ni surrounding this, we call them as a nuclear membrane. Okay, nuclear membrane is a nucleus membrane lah. And then nucleolus. Nucleus ni ada dalam ni. Okay, and then spindle fiber start to disappear. Kan tadi kan ada jaring-jaring kan. Now there is no jaring-jaring. And then cytokinesis take place. Okay, what is cytokinesis? Okay, let's go. So cytokinesis is a process of dividing cytoplasm. Sasu je ni. Okay, cytokinesis is a process of dividing the cytoplasmic division. So it means that cytokinesis is a process to divide cytoplasm. So because we know that now we have two nucleus. This is one nucleus, this is one nucleus. Now the next step, stage is that we need to divide their nucleus. Their cytoplasm. Ni kat sini ni cytoplasm lah ni. Cytoplasm kan. Now we are going to divide their cytoplasm equally. Okay, and it occur after meiosis, exactly after telophase. Okay, so cytokinesis is different according to different cell. Okay, why? Okay, this is okay. Kalau plant cell, this is how they do cytokinesis. If it is an animal cell, like us, we are categorized under animal cell. So this is how we do cytokinesis. Okay, we go one by one. Okay, so cytokinesis in plant. Okay, so right now you see here. Okay, so after telophase is completed, the plant cell will form cell plate in the middle of cell. So right now, ni awak tengok ni. Plant cell will do what? Will form cell plate. And then the cell plate with plasma will fuse. Ni awak tengok ni. Ni kan they have plasma membrane, right? So here, so once the cell plate done with the growing, it will fuse with plasma membrane. Then it is then transform as a new plasma membrane. Now when it fuse, okay, this cell plate, it become a new cell membrane. Now a new cell wall is formed. Both plant cell finally separated when they have their own cell wall and plasma membrane. Ingat cell wall will be formed right after plasma membrane. Okay, so what I want to emphasize here is that this cell plate will grow into plasma membrane. Once a new plasma membrane is formed, then cell wall will be formed after that. Okay, that one is for plant. Now we go for animal cell. So what will happen? Ni cleavage macam ni dah sebut ni, cleavage furrow. Okay. Like unlike plant, they produce cell plate. But for animal cell, they produce ni sebut sama-sama. Pandai. Okay. So what will happen? This okay, will form contractile ring. Ni awak tengok ni. It will form contractile ring to divide cytoplasm equally between two cell. So right now, once it divide the cytoplasm equally by using this okay, so right now they become two cells. So kau wahal senang kan? Okay, now the next one, why mitosis need to be controlled. Okay, to produce new cell which are genetically identical to the parents. Okay, new cell are needed for regeneration and the ability to restore or lost or damaged tissue or organ or limb. Okay, so this is the importance of mitosis. For example, like I said just now, when your the skin is cut by whatever lah, scissor ke whatever, so sooner or later you find out that the luka is recovered. Why? Because your cell do mitosis, okay, to replace the damage or the whatever. Okay. Okay, what will happen if mitosis is not controlled? Because we know that mitosis is the process where the cell will divide, okay, from one become two to become four. But what will happen if mitosis is not controlled? Okay, so right now we are going to study in detail. Okay, so when the cell continuously divide themselves without stopping, this can produce cancer cell. Tengok, this is normal cell, but if this normal cell keep dividing uncontrollably, so what will happen? This can produce cancer cell, and this cancer cell will compete with a normal cell to obtain nutrient and oxygen. So when many cancer cell are produced, this lead to a formation of tumor, okay, abnormal mass of the cell, okay. So basically, this is how cancer cell is developed. So that's why cancer cell is very dangerous. Okay, how cancer cell is produced? Okay, this is the factor that lead to the formation of cancer cell. The mistake that occur during cell division, because we know that we have prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, right? Or short form, PAPMAT. Awak ingat? PMAT, PAPMAT macam tu Okay, so there must be a mistake during either this four stage in mitosis. Okay, and then due to the exposure of radiation such as X-ray or UV, or they exposed to a certain chemical compound like tar or tobacco. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. All this can damage the DNA in the chromosome that will stimulate the uncontrolled mitosis. Okay, so sorry, this is the difference between normal and cancerous cell. Okay, so kalau normal cell, dia ada control growth. Kalau cancer, uncontrolled. Okay, this one I think you can read on your own because it's very easy like what. Okay. Okay, for those who want to copy the note, maybe you can pause the video and you can copy the note on your own. Okay. Okay guys, so now we are done with mitosis. Right now, we are going to focus on meiosis. Are you ready? Okay, make sure you're ready, okay? Okay, let me set up first. Stop sharing. Okay guys, so let's continue with the with our life. With our our meiosis. Let me make it bigger. Okay guys, so the next one is meiosis. So I hope you guys can pay a really full attention because this one would be quite confusing and quite tough, but it's all right. Everything is good. Okay. Okay, now, wait. Let me see first. Okay. Okay, meiosis is a process of nuclear division. Okay, same like mitosis. Okay, meiosis, we divide the nucleus. Okay, so meiosis is a process of nuclear division to produce gamete. Okay, so this is the thing that you should highlight. Okay, to produce gamete. So in order to produce sperm and ovum or gamete, we need to undergo meiosis. Okay, so when this happens, chromosome of the cell will be reduced. So for example, 46, it will, after meiosis, it become 23. For example, like organism A, they have 20 chromosome, for example. So if that cell undergo meiosis, okay, so the new cell will have a half from the original number. So it become 10. Okay, 10 ke apalah. Okay, it means that it should have half from the original number. Okay, here you see here ni tengok kat sini. Okay, this is parent cell. This is daughter cell. Parent cell, daughter cell. So parent cell how many chromosome? 2. Daughter cell 1. Why? Because the number of chromosome will be reduced to half. So 2 become 1. Okay, how this happen? Okay, let's study together. Okay, where does meiosis occur? Okay, for human, okay, basically, human or animal, meiosis occur in ovary. Why? Ovary is the one that will produce ovum. Okay, for female, for male, testis. Testis will produce sperm. Okay, but for the plant, okay, enter. Okay, for male, but for the female, still ovary. Okay. Okay, so this is for human or animal. Okay, so this is ovary. So, okay, this one we are going to study in detail in the future. Okay, this is testis. Okay, and then this is you still remember the flower structure. This is anther. Okay, anther will produce pollen grain. Inside pollen grain there is a male gamete. Okay, here ovary. Inside ovary there is ovule. Inside ovule there's a female gamete. Okay. Okay, guys, so bear in mind, meiosis has 2 types. We have meiosis 1 and we have meiosis 2. Unlike mitosis, we only have one, mitosis. But for meiosis, it has 2, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Okay, here DNA is not duplicate between division. Okay, and 4 haploid nucleus will be formed. Okay, here, this one, we are going to discuss in detail on the next slide. Okay, but make sure you guys know meiosis has 2 types, meiosis 1, meiosis 2. Okay, here, as I said, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So this directly means that it has prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Same goes to the meiosis 2. Okay. Okay, here, okay, it's all right. Okay, you just focus around here. This one I explain to you later on. Okay, so meiosis 1 has all this, and meiosis 2 has all this. Okay, so this one I have mentioned to you just now. Okay, this is how it looks like during meiosis 1. Interesting, right? Okay, now let's begin with prophase 1. Okay, so you see prophase 1. Okay, now we focus on meiosis 1 first. Okay, so meiosis 1 begin with prophase 1. So what will happen is that each duplicate chromosome pair with homologous, and homologous swap segment or crossing over. Each chromosome become attached to a spindle fiber. So right now, what we can say that during prophase 1, chromosome, okay, they will be pair themselves. So for example, this one, it will pair with the same one that has the same characteristic. Like for example, height dia, ketinggian dia sama. Okay, so here it will pair with the one that looks like them. Tengok kecil ni kan. Okay, so we call them as a homologous chromosome. Why homologous? Because they look alike. Homologous, homo means the same. And then when they pair to each other, they will do crossing over. Awak tengok ni, crossing over. Ni. Crossing over. Dia crossing over. Maksudnya dia bersilang. Why? Why crossing over? Okay. Wait. Mana dah? Ni. Here, same age. Same age, same height, right? So they will do crossing over at chiasma. Chiasma point. Chiasma is titik. The intersection point. Okay, we call them as a chiasma. Okay. So what will happen is that the chromosome will break and then they will recombine. So why crossing over is very important? This is very important to produce a variation, kepelbagaian. Okay, kepelbagaian. Okay, you see here, each chromosome becomes zipped to its homologous. Okay, here. Okay, and all 4 chromatid are closely aligned and non-sister chromosome exchange the segment. Ditukar. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now we move to the metaphase 1. Sorry. Okay, so what will happen during metaphase 1? Chromosome are pushed and pulled to the middle of the cell. Remember metaphase, okay, the chromosome will always be in the middle. Okay, so here, as I said, this is spindle fiber, okay. The spindle fiber will arrange the chromosome, okay, at the middle of the spindle fiber. Okay, so if you notice, during metaphase 1, okay, there are 2 homologous chromosomes, or we can say a pair of chromosome. Okay, this is 1 pair, this is 2 pair. Okay, this is 1 pair, this is 2 pair. Okay, so we can say that a pair of chromosome is arranged at the middle of the spindle fiber. Awak faham tak? Okay, so a pair, or we can say homologous chromosome are arranged. You can say either two lah. You can say a pair of chromosome or a homologous chromosome are arranged. Okay, at the middle of the spindle fiber. See. Okay, what happened next? Anaphase 1. Okay, so homologous chromosome segregate. So how this can be segregated? Okay, because the centromere is pushed to the opposite pole. Okay, you see here. Just now like this. So these two, okay, yang ni apa? Yang ni pergi sini, yang ni pergi sini. Yang ni pergi sini, yang ni pergi sini. Okay. So what happened? You see here. This is another image. Okay, the next one is, the last one is telophase 1. So what will happen? The chromosome arrive. So you see here, the chromosome will arrive at the opposite pole and usually followed by cytoplasmic division. So they will do what we call cytokinesis. Okay, are we done? No, we still have meiosis 2. Okay. Okay, so here this is the general picture of the whole thing that happened in meiosis 1. Okay, the next one is prophase 2. Now once you are done with cytoplasmic division, okay, now we can focus on the prophase 2. So it means that this one and this one, both of them will undergo telophase 2. Ya, apa aku ni? Both of them will undergo prophase 2. Tapi kita ambil satu je lah. Kita tunjuk contoh. Dia bagi dua kan. Okay, what will happen? Spindle fiber attached to the centromere of a duplicate chromosome. See here? So this is spindle fiber. Spindle fiber will attach to the centromere of the chromosome. Okay, so next. The duplicated chromosome line at the spindle equator. Or you can say that chromosome. If you notice, kalau metaphase 1, I say a pair of chromosome, right? Or I say homologous chromosome. But for metaphase 2, I would say chromosome. Or I would say duplicated chromosome. But to make our life easy, we just say chromosome. Because the whole thing here is chromosome. So can you see the difference? Kalau metaphase 1, we say a pair of chromosome, or we can say homologous chromosome are arranged at the middle of spindle fiber. But for metaphase 1, I say a chromosome. Okay, chromosome or duplicated chromosome are arranged. Okay, if you notice, kalau anaphase 1 ada dua kan? Sini satu, sini satu. Ada empat lah semua, tapi kalau metaphase ada dua saja. Sini satu, sini satu. Okay. So what happened? The sister chromatid separate to become independent chromosome. So, okay sini yang ni pergi sini, yang ni pergi sini. So, yang ni pergi sini, yang ni pergi sini. Okay, so they split. Okay, they go to the opposite pole. Okay. And the last one, so the chromosome arrive. Now, once they arrive to the opposite pole, we see them as a daughter chromosome or chromosome lah. Okay, chromosome arrive at the opposite end of the cell. So nuclear envelope form. Nuclear envelope or nuclear membrane are the same thing. Okay, I don't know why suddenly they use envelope here. Ada ingat surat ke apa? Okay, bye. Okay, so this one is nuclear envelope ataupun nuclear membrane lah. Okay, is formed. So we have 4 haploid cell. This is cell number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Haploid. Haploid means the number of chromosome, half. Half. Okay, how many chromosome do we have in each cell? Only 2. But the parent have 4. So that's why we can say that after meiosis, the cell will have half number of chromosome from the parent. Okay. Okay, the effect of crossing over. Okay. Okay, so right now, this one we have discussed just now. As I said, crossing over will form more variation. Okay, this create a new allele combination in the offspring. So it means that the offspring will be very different from the parents lah. Why? Because due to the crossing over, the exchange material. Okay, the next one is the comparison between mitosis and meiosis. Okay, so you can see here. This is easy for you to make comparison. Okay, so we go one by one. Kalau mitosis fungsi dia for asexual reproduction. Okay, for example, binary fission or for growth and repair. But for meiosis, it involves sexual reproduction. Why? It produces sperm cell. Okay, this one occur in a somatic cell. For example, skin cell, whatever lah. Occur in a germ cell. Germ cells mean testis and ovum. Okay, and then this one produce clone. This one produce variable offspring. Okay, so it means that once the cell once the cell do mitosis, it will produce the same like the parents. But for meiosis, it produces something different. Why? Due to the crossing over, due to the so many chromosomes and so on. Okay. Okay, the result of mitosis and meiosis. This one you see for mitosis, it will produce 2 diploid cell. Okay, dia akan menghasilkan 2 sel which is diploid. Which are diploid. Diploid means the number of chromosome is the same like the parents. But for meiosis, it produces 4 haploid cell. Okay, 4 is mean the number of cell, okay? And then haploid because the number of chromosome is half, okay, from the parents. Okay, so mitosis will produce the cell that identical to the parents, while meiosis will produce the cell which is different from the parents. Okay. Okay, guys. So I think that's all for meiosis. Are you still there with me? Hopefully, yes. Okay, now let's go to the next slide, which is the last one, where the heaven it is. Here. Oh. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, it's very simple. Respiration. Okay, this is the last one I promised to you. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is a process of obtaining oxygen and delivering it to the cell for cellular respiration to gain energy and removing carbon dioxide to produce the cell. So what can I say is that basically for respiration, we require oxygen, we require glucose. Why? Because by using these two things, glucose and oxygen, we can produce energy. The main point for respiration is to gain, to produce energy. But at the same time, there is also carbon dioxide will be produced. But bear in mind, respiration proses dia adalah untuk menghasilkan tenaga. That is the important thing you should know. Okay, so we are going to focus on only one type of respiration, which is aerobic respiration. Okay, so basically aerobic respiration will require oxygen. Okay, so the oxygen will combine with glucose to produce energy, and it will occur in mitochondria, and it occur in the organism that respire aerobically. Like us lah, we use oxygen, okay, to produce energy. So this is the formula for aerobic respiration: glucose, okay, plus oxygen, so it will produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So as I said, respiration is important to produce energy. But along the way, there is also two products will be produced, which are carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so glucose is gained from our diet. So what we eat, we can get glucose. Oxygen from our breathing. Okay, so when you take a deep breath, so you can get oxygen. Okay, glucose you take from your food lah. Okay, so the next one. Okay, the reaction is catalyzed by respiratory enzyme. Okay, so the energy is stored within the glucose molecule to release gradually. So most of the energy is used to synthesize ATP from adenosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate, and ATP act as an instant, okay, and an instant source of energy. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, if you notice, this is respiration, right? Aerobic respiration. Now it will produce energy here. So this energy actually will be used for what? Ni. So this energy that produced from aerobic respiration will combine with ADP with phosphate to produce ATP. To produce ATP, and this ATP energy will be delivered to the place that require energy. Okay. Okay. So ATP act as an instant source of energy. Tengok ni. Okay. So ya Allah. Okay. So for example, the ATP, okay, ATP consists of phosphate bond which can be easily broken down to release energy. So when energy is required by the body, the ATP will be broken down. So bear in mind, saya guna explain sekali lagi ya. Okay, so once aerobic respiration is complete, we produce energy. And this energy, okay, will combine with ADP and phosphate. This one is gained from our body lah, ada dalam body kita. Phosphate ni gain from the diet. Okay, so ADP ATP stand for adenosine triphosphate. Itu ATP. Kalau ADP ni T ni. Kalau D, adenosine diphosphate. So it's matter here lah. Di ataupun tu. Ni kalau ditambah satu jadi dari tri lah kan. try 3 lah sebab tambah 1 ni kan. Okay, faham tak ni? Okay, so the energy from aerobic respiration will combine with ADP plus phosphate, it will form ATP. So when we have ATP energy will go to where? Go to the body that require energy. So when it happen, this ATP will be broken back, will be broken down back to the energy. So that now the energy will be used by the body, by the cell or whatever lah. Boleh faham? So this one, they will do the same thing like before. So dia akan recycle balik lah. Okay, you get energy from the aerobic respiration. Ya Allah. Okay guys, so that's all for today. So for the next class, we are going to study about the respiration and breathing mechanism involved in insect, in fish, in frog, and also in you. You are human, right? Okay guys, so I think that's all for today. So I hope you guys can understand. If you don't understand, maybe you can rewatch the video until you understand. Okay, I hope this can help you easily, okay, to understand better. Okay, so make sure to write down your name and your class on the section below, comment section below for attendance. Okay, if you have any question, you can PM me personally. Okay, so I think that's all for today. So have a nice day. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.